Welcome. You have reached Emperiol Sports, and today's video is Giannis the best player in the NBA world. Let's get it. So there's a lot of talks going on right now. There's a lot of haters that's jumping out the window, hating on Giannis for whatever reason that he won a championship and he earned it. You know, a lot of people, I heard people come out and say, well, if it wasn't for the injuries, you know, John, we wouldn't be having this conversation and stuff like that. Hey, man, it's about a war of attrition, man. If your team ain't healthy, that's on you. Guys on the court is not supposed to falter or play lesser than because your guys can't stay healthy and be on the court. So stop that nonsense. It is what it is. When Magic Johnson came out his rookie year in that last final game, and he had to fill in for Kareem, and he had that put on that great performance. You know, people just remember the great performance he put on. They don't come and say, "Oh, well, it was only like that because, you know, well, Kareem was." You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Man, knock it off. That's a lot of hate right there. You know, same thing with Steph Curry. When Steph Curry won the first chip, now he got robbed with not getting the Finals MVP. There was no way in heck Iguodala should have got that. He played nice defense on LeBron, yes, but that's what a role player does. Steph still averaged 24 in the series. Come on, man. That was crazy. And I think the NBA or whoever decides that, know they made a mistake with that. You really hurt his career by not giving him that Finals MVP. Shouldn't happen, you know. And, well, nevertheless, back to my point was they try to say, well, Steph only got the ring because LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love was injured and stuff like that. Well, it's not his fault that they were injured. They didn't stay healthy, you know. And people are saying, well, Giannis stayed with the team. So they giving, and this is the one thing I do fault. On the flip side, they're saying Giannis did it the right way. He got a championship with the team he came in with no super team. Well, Steph Curry did the same thing. His first championship. Like, they try to downplay that championship, but if you're going to say Giannis get the praises like he got for getting the ring or whatever, despite the injuries, or Steph got the same thing. He did. He got drafted by the Golden State Warriors. He came through adversity. Then it's another take that people going out here saying saying Giannis got a super team. He got no darn super team. He got a quality two-man in Chris Middleton, which a lot of us who watch the game, that we frown at him a lot because his performance comes and goes. I will say this year he's been playing more solid, and he stepped up during the playoffs. I will say that. But it was moments where he got some of that Paul George in him. You know what I'm saying? You be like, man, where is he? You know? So I don't want to hear that nonsense that people be saying about Giannis got a super team. Picking up Drew Holiday was a solid piece to pick up. You know, darn super team. Drew Holiday had one All-Star game that he went to or whatever, and Middleton has had two. Stop it. This nonsense. Just people want to spin a narrative. Now, everybody that talk on these videos and doing whatever, everybody spins their own narrative, but sometimes it's just like the narrative, you can like blatantly see the narrative, and it's coming from nonsense, like where you could literally rebuttal where they're coming from and say, well, how did you come up to what you came up to? Because it's not making sense. You're going to say he had Giannis got a super team? Stop it, man. Stop it. A super team, in my opinion, is where you got at least two players on your team that could potentially go to another team and be the main player on that team as well. That's my definition of a super team, is a player that was already solidified on another team, and then now he's coming to a team where it's already a superstar there. That's what I say a super team is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like it when people just try to fit their narrative and say, oh, well, whatchamacallit, where they say Steph and them didn't get a super team until Durant came there or whatever. And when people try to say, oh, well, you know, I heard somebody make a comment on a video I was watching, and they said, well, you know, Steph didn't do it. No, Steph did it. They try to say that Klay Thompson's a superstar. Man, listen, man, if Klay Thompson is a superstar, what is LeBron and LeBron James and all that? What are they? What are they? There's levels to this. Is it a level above superstar? It's levels to this. So superstar status is, in my opinion, is that you are a draw. They can put you on any team and you will be the draw. People will pay to see you ball. That's a superstar to me. People be just trying to tell people, say anybody's a superstar. I give credit to some guys is a star or whatever, and that's what I predict Klay Thompson is. He's like a star. He could become recognizable. He perform. He's not no superstar. You take Klay and put him in Orlando, people not running up to come to Orlando. Oh, Klay Thompson over here. Man, knock it off. You pick Chris Middleton and some one of them in Washington. Trade Chris Middleton in Washington, and people gonna run up and say, "Oh, we coming to see Chris Middleton play." No. And when I say superstar, I add this to the mix. When your home team suck, and the people in the city of your town comes to the game because they want to see the other player that's coming to your team to play y'all. That's a superstar. That's a superstar. Washington Wizards, just using them as an example. They a team that struggle and suck, but people only come there if LeBron coming in town to play them. That's a superstar. Yeah, if you don't got that quality, they just label anybody a superstar. It's a difference, man. It's a difference. It's levels to this or whatever. So, with all that being said, I went on my rant with that, but let's get back to Giannis. Is Giannis the number one player in the league? You know what I'm saying? They still, you know, they want to keep saying LeBron. To me, LeBron, even though he did slip in that championship last year, kudos to him, but LeBron ain't been the number one player in the league, in my opinion, for years. For years. Because he's no longer doing it statistically. He's no longer doing statistically where you could just say, well, LeBron's numbers, the 28, 8 and 8, and all that. Yeah, all right. Well, guys is putting up better numbers than that. LeBron has not been number one player in the league, in my opinion. I think I could have gave him the title when he did do the 3-1 comeback on Cleveland, even though Steph won a MVP that year. So after winning that finals, like you have to be a hater to not give him a salute to that. You know what I'm saying? So he got that done. So I can't knock him for that. He got that done. But ever since then, like I can't say that, man. Too many guys have been putting in work, putting up statistics, putting up running their teams. He did slip in the championship during the bubble, but even then I still wasn't looking at him. Well, LeBron that makes him the number one player in the world, and they still give him that title because he is the most marketable player, you know, still. So then somebody might say, well, that makes him the number one player in the world. I'm just saying, game wise, I don't think people were mad that year when Giannis was it his first one or his second MVP? I think it's the second MVP. You had people talking, well, LeBron shouldn't. No, LeBron shouldn't have got it. LeBron didn't have the stats to match Giannis, and he didn't have the wins for his team that year to match Giannis. So I didn't understand why people was even arguing with the MVP. Most MVPs, when they win the MVP, their team, they pitting up the best statistical numbers, and the team is like number one, or at least number two in wins. LeBron was neither, so I don't understand what people even was upset during that time. And I think Giannis has earned the right, coming off of two former MVPs and finally getting it done, to wear that crown as number one player. I think when people say Kevin Durant, I can't give KD that. I just can't give KD that. I salute to KD that KD has came back. He looks good. He looks game. He pitting it down. Had a great comeback year. I give KD that, and that's as much as I could give KD right now. And KD can only respect that because he still missed a good margin of this year through injury. So he's still gonna have to come back and be healthy and just put it down. You know what I mean? Hopefully have a remaining healthy career. And he just gotta come back and put it down or whatever. But right now, I don't think he would want that title. He out here, I'm just here out here to ball. Just give me my respect. You know what I mean? And anybody have to respect KD when he pitting down. At the time, remember when Kawhi 2 years ago, Kawhi won the championship with Toronto. Was Kawhi the best player at that time? Nah, he load management. People were saying, well, Kawhi's the best player in the world and all that. He load management the whole year, and then had a heck of a run in the playoffs, and met up with the Golden State Warriors minus KD, and then Klay Thompson got injured the last 3 games. So that, you know what I'm saying, he did what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to rise to the occasion and snatch the title, and he did. People were saying at that moment Kawhi, but I think even then I didn't see it because Kawhi didn't have the statistics to run with it. It's hard to deny Giannis to say he's not number one. I don't see how the argument that you could make why he's not and how somebody else is. He got it done. He has to wear that crown until somebody uncrowns him or whatever. Now, if I'm Bucks, I don't sleep. You pick up and you add on two right now. You add on two. You gotta strengthen the team. You need to get some solid role players that can add on to it. Most of the time, if once a team wins championship, they start adding on to it, and that's what the Bucks have to do. If they want to get sneaking another championship, you gotta add on to it. You know what I'm saying, to solidify when you going against the big teams. What Giannis gonna have over his head is, what are you going to do? Will he get the same outcome if the Nets is fully healthy? Are you going to get the same outcome or whatever? So that's what the main thing, But shoot, the way the Nets going, he never will have to worry about that. They might not make it there healthy. What you've seen, I think Harden's situation was fluke in a sense, but what you've seen in that playoffs, it wasn't surprising to many people. You had Harden, who kind of came in, looked like he was out of shape, so he was battling the whole year. Even though he was putting up great numbers, battling the whole year to stay in shape. He finally had a hamstring injury, took him out pretty much the rest of the season. You had Kyrie, who's been injury prone his whole career. So it wasn't surprising to people to follow the game to see Kyrie injured. It just like, okay. When people got the message like, yo, Kyrie got injured. Now, it was a messed up injury, the ankle, but then a lot of people came right back and said, you know, they used to seeing Kyrie get injured or whatever. So that's why I think they did bring in Harden at all costs, because it allowed the Nets to have the safety blanket. All right, Kyrie go down, we still got Harden to go. If Kyrie want to take off for personal issues, we still got Harden that could go, and it worked till it didn't work no more, because when Harden became unreliable. So it would have been interesting to see if Giannis and them could have pulled it off. So that's something Giannis and them going to have to worry about going forward. But right now, I do want to give a crown to Giannis. He is the #1 player in the world, in my opinion. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment what you think. Am I bugging? Let me know.